Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Maincast Autumn Brawl. We just got back from an intense game between the sides of Empire and Wu-Tang. And, well, they are up next, but we got to highlight something. Charlie, come on, dude. Called himself Bulba.
What Charlie? Bulba?
Yeah,
Bulba was playing.
Okay. So
I have
basically
not seen,
what happened here is Charlie was so embarrassed about the way he played the final moments of that game.
That he changed his name to Bulba?
So that he'd never be identified as Charlie.
just yeah,
Charlie
sure.
next level,
Yeah,
guys.
sure. It's super next level. No, you're going to play, well, maybe sub-optimally. Change the nickname. Sure, no one's going to notice.
He'll be Charlie against the Sparta, you watch. But, you know, it's that's kind of like a thing that gets quite annoying is for viewers as well. We kind of do default to this thing because even if we know this Charlie, and even if some of the viewers know it's Charlie, not all the viewers know it's Charlie.
Not all, no, yeah. So that's always an issue. And when you're casting, especially you're play-by-player, you're casting a team fight. It's so hard for you to keep on remembering everyone's nicknames, right? You have.
I mean,
to,
it's
you
not
have
too
to,
bad.
It's not super bad, but it is mildly a little bit confusing, right? It does not help.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like help. For the viewers, it's very hard.
It's easy for him.
It's easy for him. He doesn't have to see his own name, right? His own team is probably going, Bulba, what are you doing? Oh, Charlie.
Right. We have a Shaker and a Bane open up for Underdogs, and on Team Empire, the first picks are Tiny and Weaver. Tiny and Weaver, a bit more meta, but Shaker definitely. I mean, meta picks pretty much. Shaker definitely one of the top picks right now. Bane as well, and on the other hand, the Tiny and the Weaver just constantly being picked anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. The Bane is the most odd one, but like we said, that hero is starting to resurge a bit. In the 2-on-2 meta, you can see why. It's one of the best traders in the game.
He is one of the best traders in the game. I still think there are heroes that trade better than him. Some of those Treants and Ogres, they can. Like, Bane is good with the Brain Sap and all that, but it's been nerfed a bit. That's why he even died. That's why he wasn't picked in the 2-on-2 meta so much. So I still like my trees and ogres a bit more. We haven't seen an ogre last game, by the way.
You got some weird fetishes, that's for sure. But yes, an ogre was not picked. What a miraculous change.
Don't kink shame me.
No kink shames, all right? You like him a little bit bubbly, and you like him a little bit, with a little bit of wood.
When they're wooden and hard and like big, you know, and like the ogre all muscly and like. How can you hate him?
Speaking of muscles, look at that Earthshaker there.
Oh yeah,
he's been working out.
That's it. That big totem that he's carrying. It's
Tiny is like Tiny's like the inspiration for people who want to work out, right? It's like through hard work and perseverance, you can grow.
Yeah,
like
growth comes. Yeah, definitely.
But we do see 2 of the spirits banned, which means an Ember spirit left. I mean, you gotta pick it now. Like,
yeah, of course. If you ban the 2 spirits,
it makes sense. You gotta pick the
who
other
picks
one.
the last one wins. Basically, that's how Dota works, right? Nothing else matters here. All right, so. Earth Spirit tag ban, actually, it's kind of interesting. I mean, Team Empire, with the Crystal Maiden again. All right,
well, why not? You know, it's not like it went too badly for their opponents who picked it last time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe it's good with Tiny on the lane. It helps out Weaver with the mana issues. Same with Tiny. And overall, they value this hero a lot. I mean, Crystal Maiden versus the Bane lane is kind of alright because you can catch Bane and the laner with the Crystal Nova, and because of that the Brain Sap, yeah, it hurts you, but it only heals up the Bane. It doesn't heal up the carry as well. So in that way it's alright. You are able to harass off whoever is on that lane. Crystal Maiden is still that powerhouse in the laning stage. She just needs to invest a bit more in mana regen, like a few more clarities or mangles.
And there's the 3rd pick, Axe. I mean, you know, this is probably going to be your POS 3. Not likely your POS 5 here.
Yeah, most likely Bane's going to be the POS 5, right? So, and
but
there's no
twist.
puppy.
He's the POS 1. Or
Bane,
POS 2.
Remember the patch, like Bane, actually even Bane used to be a position 3 when they reworked him in a way in which his Enfeeble gave damage to him, so he would steal damage from you and take it to himself. He was actually a position 3 for one short period in which he would go like Mask of Madness and Armlet. He was unkillable, unstoppable. He was so strong. This hero was really good position 3 for a few months only though, until he got patched.
For a little bit. He was like a pseudo Razor. Oh,
Tuskar.
Hello. Tusk coming out here. So we are getting a little bit of a theme. 2 Eyes heroes coming out.
2 Eyes supports actually. Yeah. Alright, why not? Tusk, I like that hero. It's not bad. Also versus Shaker and Axe, because you have a way of dealing with a call. Basically, all you need is a blink dagger on that Tusk, and after you get it, whoever gets called, you can just jump in and snowball them. So, kind of good counter to the Axe in that way. Also versus the Bane, you have the same aspect. If someone gets gripped, you can snowball them in.
Definitely a lot of uses here, and also it can set up for an easy kill in the mid lane. And oh,
Invoker.
they actually picked, speaking of mid laners, they picked the Invoker as the 4th pick with a Tusk already shown.
Well, yeah, that's dangerous. That's definitely dangerous because it's not your Mirana, it's not your Puck, it's not your Queen of Pain. It's none of these heroes that can actually just get out of the ice shards if they get caught in. So Invoker is definitely a little bit dangerous here. However, this Invoker has Axe, has Bane, has Shaker. He has so many setups that basically he can go Exort if he wants to. And he can always have those reliable Sunstrikes, so in that aspect it's kinda good.
Sorry, I just had to take a moment to reflect. You mentioned Puck as if that's ever gonna get picked. Poor Puck.
Poor Puck.
Hero is non-existent in the current meta.
I was thinking about him like yesterday as well, because Drow is picked a lot, she's banned a lot now, but with the Drow, I think that hero is viable. Like, it can work. It's not the best hero in the meta, but with Drow Aura, like, Puck can work. It's not that horrible, honestly.
Especially with Dark Willow being so popular.
Yeah.
You could actually see that resurge as a combo. That was one of the most lethal combos people discovered.
Yeah, the combo with the ultimate and the Terrorize. It's pretty good. Terrorblade gets banned. Terrorblade, why Terrorblade? Why Terrorblade?
Could this be a Luna?
It could be. Could be Luna, perhaps.
But then you're putting, so Tiny mid, they're on the dark side, so treating both of their lanes like off lane.
I think they need mid. I think they need mid. As underdogs, don't you ban, shouldn't you ban Brood? I know you have Axe, you have Earthshaker. Yeah, you have ways of dealing with Brood lane.
You should be fine against it. The Alk, on the other hand, is a fair shout. That could be terrible if that came out.
Like,
they could go for a Brood themselves. I mean, the Tiny's there, but that's it.
They could, but they don't have the last pick, so there's another pick that they can pick. There's a possibility of picking that Kunkka, perhaps. He's not banned, right? He isn't, so...
No, he's available.
Yeah, so if you go Brood, I think it's kind of scary to play Brood versus Kunkka, honestly. I think it's probably the best counter to Brood right now.
So what's the focus of the outban is the main thought in your mind then, right now? I mean, typically we see outbanned if you're planning to get a Brood or you have an Undying, these type of heroes.
I mean, you're going to have Invoker mid, and because of that, that Alchemist is going to have a free time farming.
That's true.
So there's that. There's that way of thinking about it. And
but with the Bane and the Earthshaker, there's rotations, right?
Yeah, you would have ways of killing him, but not really ways of stopping him farming one-on-one. Troll.
9th pick Troll here. This is an interesting pickup. Yeah. You haven't really got a hero you're buffing. Like, Invoker's not bad, but it's not like you're having something like Luna or such. That
you're not going to buff someone so hard with that Battle Trance. It's not some crazy combo.
It's going to be the Axe right click. That's what it is. We're going
Axe
for we can finally see the talent build where Axe gets right click counting.
I mean, Invoker can hurt later on.
It's true.
He has a strong right click potential.
More than that,
later on.
Troll can hurt a lot with alacrity.
Yeah, there's that as well. What do they last pick here? What would be good versus Troll?
Anything that can kite him out. Like, you know, we joked at the start about that Ember Spirit. Possibly could do that. It's a little bit rough against the Invoker,
it's
but
really rough versus Axe.
And Bane.
They have a lot of catch for him.
I'm just thinking they have a decent amount of reset. Like with on the inside of Empire, like late game you could build an Axe on the Weaver. The Tusk is always going to be there for the snowball save.
Axe on Weaver would be really good this game, definitely. The only question is, like, can he afford to go for Axe if he's position 1, which is most likely not. If the Tiny is 1 and Weaver was 3, then I could imagine Aghanims being really viable this game. But when you're a position 1 going for that, Aghanims really has to be justified. You have to have some hero on that mid lane now that really benefits a lot from being saved. Who can they go for?
There's been a lot of time on this. I'm not sure they were really expecting the Troll pick. That's probably changed the whole dynamic. They maybe were looking for this kind of melee type hero, and of course Troll, that's the type of hero you don't want to get close to.
I guess there's TA still in. She's not banned, but still it's Axe, it's Bane. Yeah. TA should be fairly good versus Invoker.
I mean, it's the typical pickup if it's not banned, but at the same time, yeah, with the amount of control they have, I'd be super paranoid about picking a TA here. It could easily backfire.
that pick could be punished, definitely. Let's see, they have 4 more seconds. They better pick now.
Let's just random. Let's go for it.
Ursa.
Okay, this
Ursa?
is an interesting
Is this Tiny
spin.
mid then?
This could be Ursa mid, but I assume Tiny. Like,
I think it's Ursa's safe lane versus the Axe because
Yeah.
he kind of counters him a bit. Then you put Tiny mid
Yeah.
and the Weaver's off. And then you can have that against Weaver that you mentioned. So that would be kind of cool to see.
yeah, that could be quite effective here. So DM will be taking the mid lane. And so look at this right now. Of course, Stormcat can do a lot of damage against the Tiny, but the biggest concern is if you get a little bit too close. We've seen this time and time again with the Tiny mid. Great, I'm going to toss you under tower. And immediately,
Yeah,
and a hero like Invoker, he'll die.
yeah, he can die to the tower hits. So you have to be careful there. And Tiny with that grab 3 level 1, he is not going to have any problems last hitting versus Invoker. So one-on-one Invoker needs like a few levels before he's able to actually farm and stand against Tiny properly. So they might have to invest a little bit of something extra there on that mid lane to have to just rescue that lane. And
Definitely felt like the right pick though. The stats resistance, especially against the Dane, the Axe, there's a lot of lockdown. We like things like Ember, they're going to suffer, whereas this can actually fight back.
it can fight back. And the Ursa pick as well, right? On the safe lane, pretty good versus Axe. The only problem is like in that lane, Ursa is very strong in a 1v1 scenario. In a 2v2 scenario, it can go either way. It depends on that second hero. Who can they pick? They can put the Bane there, right? But I'm not so certain.
The Bane's more reset tool if you're paranoid there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So he doesn't really trade too well. I mean, he trades well, but he doesn't really stop Ursa from getting those Fury swipes onto Axe. And he can always chase him there. So
And
it's a problem.
That is definitely a big problem. Like we talked about melee heroes, like Ursa is the king of melee right now because at some point you have to back away. You can't keep letting the Fury swipe stack.
Definitely.
And I think the only thing we've seen that works against him in that scenario with melees is if you take 2 hard hitting ones, they're going to beat him down
Yeah,
before he gets the Fury swipes.
that are gonna completely destroy him. But those heroes have not really been picked. You don't have your Ogre, your Treant, or Undying. Basically, those 3 are the most common ones, right? So it's gonna be a dangerous lane for Ursa, but I think he can definitely pull it off there. What do you think about Weaver on the off lane?
I mean, it's not too much of a risk. Like Weaver, if there's any hero I feel
He's always kind of safe,
he
right?
can be put more or less anywhere. Like mid is a bit of a reluctance because he doesn't have much effect, but you can more or less stick that hero anywhere you
Like
want.
picking this hero so early on is basically what allowed them to last pick Ursa.
A Wimboa, a Wimboa, a Wimboa, a Wimboa. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, an axe is calling tonight. Anyway, here's your axe. Slash Slow is going to be in the off lane. He's going to be supported by the Earthshaker. That's the choice that they decided to invest in.
Right, so 2 melees versus the Ursa. They do have stun, and they have that fissure to perhaps reset and run away from the Ursa, which is kind of fine. And you're gonna have the Bane and the Troll on the safe lane versus Weaver and the Tusk. So Bane is actually able to trade versus those heroes. He just have to be careful not to get ice sharded, because if he does get ice sharded, they might be able to run him down.
Especially in the right location with the trees, just disrupt it. Forces us in a scenario where, especially with the level 1 Fury swipes, takes quite a while to build up the damage to a point where you can kill someone. That's what he said. Like, Ursa's more an attritional hero to begin with.
He's saving the fissure. Probably just gonna back off. Yeah, he's gonna have to. On the bottom lane, the same happens. Sido just picks up his rune. So 2 apiece. Pretty good.
And that's kind of the thing. Like we were saying, like the Ursa and the top against that.
Oh, look at this
He'll
beautiful
slowly
fire.
Oh.
Cinematic Invoker.
Dude, look at the fire in the background as well. The double pyro coming out. The Invoker's got his block on. But I was gonna say, like, you're right about that bot lane with the ice shards. Like, for kind of counter argument is the case that the Weaver, while being super squishy, can put a lot of damage. But the Bane, we said he's very good at trading, and at the same time, Troll can just join in.
Yeah,
like
Troll is definitely an important factor on that lane. It's not some anti-mage that's just gonna farm, right? Troll can actually help out with these trades, definitely.
People, you know, Underdogs are living up to the name with those rates, by the way. More chance of making good money if they win than with Empire. But, I mean, look at this right now, and I'm thinking how this is going to work out. Where's your win condition? The Tiny needs to snowball out of control in this game, and that's not a pun intended for the Tusk. But at the same time, when you look on the side of Underdogs, this Axe is going to create a lot of space in the mid-game. This Earthshaker is going to create huge space in the mid-game as well. And moving
Shaker
Invoker.
already moving around. He has his boots. 3 clarities, just a classic build.
Greedy way to start.
Yeah, it's super greedy. It's not your stout shield from the last game, but in this game, this is super justified because you're playing versus an Ursa. So if you buy stout shield, it does not help you at all. And there we go, the ice shards blocking the Bane.
He doesn't have the brain sap for 10 seconds, but
Oh,
the Well Axe has come
Axis.
around. Now the mist charts has come into effect, and Tusk has to retreat and Poshka through the back door. He'll make his way out. And Yum did take a lot of damage, but they took just as much damage back, and Sadoy is the true victor in that battle.
Yeah, this is...
Poshka. No, he already used the Shikuchi. He might be dead. They've got the brain sap available. They can throw it out. No, they're going to have the Nightmare. They want to set up a kill for Sadoy and move with the Well Axe. He'll get it. Nicely done by Yum to make sure there's enough right-click damage there so Sadoy does get the first blood.
Yeah. Surprised that Invoker didn't use that Sunstrike as he has it. Like, he invoked it already. But
I think the value you get out of giving that first blood to the Troll versus the Invoker is worth it.
I mean,
because Troll is this type of hero that you get phase boots and Aquila, you just run at people.
It helps him in the laning stage. It's one of those heroes that benefits from quite a few items instantly, right? Like, you give him just a bit and he's ready.
And he's ready to take a lot.
Yeah.
Well, looking at this so far, actually, Sadoy's doing pretty well on the CS. The only one keeping up with him right now is the Tiny in the mid lane, but you expect that. You expect Tiny to dominate the first few waves of CS.
Yeah, you basically expect a lot of heroes to dominate versus Invoker in the first few waves, right? Like, it's Invoker, even with Exort, isn't really a powerhouse early on. He needs those few levels, he needs the 4 spirits out, and then he can start farming properly and uncontested.
Shaker's done a good job of just harassing out the CM so far, but now he has to be careful. They're up to that point where if he's that deep, they'll move across for the kill, because it won't take too long for us to clean them up.
Definitely. And especially with the Crystal Maiden with the slows, and then you get perhaps an Earth Shock from Ursa if he has it. Like a Shaker that has used his Fissure already can definitely die on that lane. On the mid lane though, this Tiny with his illusion and his trees.
I mean, Invoker's doing pretty well, actually. He's up to 12-4 compared to
he's keeping up. He's definitely keeping up. He has his levels now, so should be fine. Shotgun
coming out. Kuma needs to be careful.
the
The spins from
spins.
Shakso. Now the fissure. No, it slows him down too much. The Sunstrike won't hit, but he's trapped in the corner. Kuman's just going to die.
Those spins though, that was very fortunate for the Ursa. And
Nicely done though to keep it up. Like Invoker was straight on. It's like, okay, something's happening. Maybe I can strike this out. So far Stormcat not getting any bonus gold from these outer lanes. Which is problematic.
He used that Sunstrike and he didn't get anything out of it.
Oh, ice shards, Yum. Hit up with the swarm as well. He's going to take a lot of damage from the right click. Sadoy moving across. He's going to look for the opportunity to Tusk. No, the snowball through. Yum, they're going on, they're going even deep. They'll be able to find the final tap. They'll get the kill.
There we go. Sadoy has to be careful now as well.
Yeah, he's in a 2-on-1. The Will Axe has come out, but this is the power of the
Shaco
troll.
now.
Yeah, Slashlow held up. The Fury swipes are overwhelming, and despite your spins, Kuma doesn't give a damn. He'll take the kill. Yamich does snatch the DD away from DM, which is an important pickup.
Yeah, he can. Oh,
this is a mistake.
Well.
Actually, yeah, he might die. The fish is going to come out, run for the high heels. Earthshaker, the tree. No.
He's got him. He's got him.
Yeah, he waited. He just waited for a moment. Then he pays the price in the bot lane. Sadoy moving forward. He wants to come to Seiyu. He might be able to find it. The snowball's going to come out. Look for the turnaround opportunity. He needs to move away. The Will Axe is there. Poshka can't hit onto the troll. The swarm's going to go out. He's going to look to dive through with the Scoochie. Nice Nightmare to dodge out damage. The Sadoy still gets hit. The swarm ticked him down, and now he's going to stay alive. The one keeping him up, along with the additional armor coming out from being in melee mode.
Yeah, the sticks came off cooldown just in the right moment, or else those Weaver hits would have probably ended his life there. So, pretty good. Pretty good. A bit lucky, but overall this is a skill-based matchup, right?
Apart from the whole bash and the...
of course, the bash.
The mischance.
Okay, Bane steals one bounty on the top lane. Madden takes the other one.
Madden's taking a lot of damage, actually. He needs to be careful. They could go for a fissure opportunity here. Madden could die.
Sunstrike?
Very easy Sunstrike.
Oh, what?
Okay, Yamachi, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Madden owns his crown as he lives. Slash though moved across. Cancels the salve at least, but rooted under tower.
Alright, he's going to take some damage.
Questionable choices. Takes a lot of damage. Actually now on the same HP as Madden is. Oh, Snowball coming out. Sadoy wants to move on this. This one's going to be there just so Poshka can retreat. Will Axe is moving forward. He's so damn intimidating. But Poshka's getting low. Shikuchi comes off cooldown though.
He's got it now.
Yum.
There's a sentry
no, he just hangs it around. They had the sentry. They brain stab him down and kill him off. And now Seiyu, he's a little bit too deep. They might chase him through.
He has shards. He can block himself here and run away if they continue pursuing. So because of that, they don't.
But this is a fantastic start for the troll nonetheless.
It's awesome. It's great. The Weaver isn't really having a fun time here. And that's a problem because they didn't really think this lane completely true, right? Because they picked that Ursa to counter the Axe and then they just sacked Weaver from that safe lane. I think he got demoted from the safe lane to the off lane.
I feel
basically.
like
they switched up. They switched it up a little bit.
I feel like we thought we'd maybe see the Tusk of the Ursa.
Oh.
I think a Nightmare onto
He
the
has
Tusk
haste.
is hasted up. Maybe they get the RNG bashes. Where's it going to be? Nope, no chance. Swirling Axe is out, but not enough damage. Sayu barely walks away alive, but will walk away nonetheless.
If they see him, maybe if they try for Sunstrike? No, probably not gonna.
A little bit too bold. Stormcat's got problems of his own. He's having creeps tossed on Doom and Yamich. Chasing on Madden, who is pretty deep here, but there's no support for this Earthshaker. He could go for the Fidget Cutoff if he wants to. I think he'll let him walk.
This Ursa is actually suffering on this lane quite hard right now. Oh, Madden?
No, he's taking a lot of damage, but he still needs like 2-3 more taps. The problem is there's a
Yeah.
Sunstrike available. The Fissure moving in, punching him in the face. Madden, he's trapped here. He can't even do the tree to escape. He's stuck. The Sunstrike comes out, but Yamichi already took the kill. The toss is there from DM. He wants some vengeance, and Yamichi has the enchant turn, but the tree toss through.
The sticks.
Survives with the stick.
Yeah, he couldn't have followed him anyway because he's so fast. So he couldn't, like even if he saw the sticks and he continued pursuing him to get that one extra hit, he probably wouldn't have made it. So.
It's true. Also, the raindrop coming out from Earthshaker
Yeah.
so early means he's very tanky.
Sidoi getting a bit low on the bottom lane, but he should be fine.
Oh,
Ursa.
jump in, actually forced to use a call, but against an Ursa, this is not what you want. He'll be ran down and killed. Oh, the one. Can he move?
Nah,
Nope.
he's down.
Crystal Nova
Yeah,
comes
he's
off cooldown.
gone.
Madden's fine.
Yeah, overall, like this lane, it can be Axe favored if there's Shaker always there resetting and helping him. But the moment Shaker leaves and starts messing with other lanes, starts chasing the Crystal Maiden around, Ursa completely dominates and takes over. It can it can work in Axe's favor if there are creeps nearby attacking him, but if there are not, he just.
Yum is pretty deep here. The Swarm's going to come out. The Sunstrike's going to be there. They want to kill the Tusk. Fissure as well. Almost kills him. The Snowball comes out. Yum needs to get rid of the bug right now. And won't be enough damage to drop him. Sayu,
Oh, he's in the
getting
fog.
low. Yum, he's still with the bug on him.
jukes.
Whoa! No, he's trying to juke, but not enough. Sayu, one more tap will do it. He's wasted a lot of time, but the Ice Shards will not protect him. Yum gets the final tap. And the Brain
He's
Sap instantly to make sure he doesn't die.
He was actually so close to blocking them with Ice Shards and getting out. He still most likely would have died, but
I mean, that was
That would
actually
have been great.
very close to the actual turnaround kill because he didn't get rid of the Swarm, the Bane did. So Yum was actually at risk hugely there.
yeah, he was very close to dying. Alright, Tiny completely dominating.
Oh,
Bed right
we've
now,
got got him.
and
The
there we go.
Sunstrike on point. Just the tip coming out from Earthshaker Yum. Snowball onto him. Sayu needs to be careful. The Brain Sap getting on low. The Whirling Axe is slowing him down. The Nightmare's there as well. And Sidoi, he's ready to look for the tap. But nope, they cancel. They say, no. This is taking too long.
I'm pretty certain that sleep there saved
was a
him.
mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That saved him. If there was no sleep, the troll could have continued hitting him. And overall, I said that Invoker's having... he's being dominated on mid, but it doesn't really matter. All these Sunstrikes, and he's getting a lot of assists. And I mean, overall, he's keeping up with the Tiny actually. So scratch that.
Yeah, who cares anymore?
Scratch that
He's doing
completely.
fine.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
He's a cozy
As
little
long as
individual.
he's getting those Sunstrike kills.
He'll move ahead.
Yeah.
That's the
And-
biggest concern. Is like, this is a hero that can't farm the jungle very effectively. But he can farm heroes very effectively without leaving his lane.
I mean, with a few levels and with the forges, he can visit the jungle every now and then as well.
True, somewhat. But at the same time, you always want to be pressuring lane. You
Of
always want
course,
to be
of course.
maximizing XP.
Right, so what is the Ursa buying? Magic Wand into Blink, Invoker slowly towards that Midas. So we're not going to see any insta tune-outs into Aghanims or anything like that. He's actually going a good old school build with the Midas.
Yeah, the Midas kind of fell off even for Invoker. It's just the item is
Yeah.
probably the least desirable in the game right now.
Yeah, like Midas is definitely not something you want on like most heroes. Perhaps Arc Warden is one of those heroes that you want the Midas on, but Invoker, there's a reason why people aren't buying it. There's a reason why people started going Aquila 2 nose, and it just allows you to farm and to actually fight, to contribute. While with Midas, like you could justify it before because it was so good, but right now it doesn't give you as much, so...
I think teams are trying to justify it with the later finish times again. So like you can get your value. It's not too bad.
You
But
can get your value if you get it fast enough, right? But if you don't,
I mean, with 10.5 minutes in, he still doesn't have it. This is not fast
yeah.
enough.
Shaker here on mid, covering his Invoker. Pretty
There's
good
a lot of
position.
heroes on mid, actually. Look at the map right now. Sidoi's pushing top, but the rest of them are just partying around the mid lane for nothing.
Yeah, they understand. I mean, Shaker is there basically because he understands that Crystal Maiden was most likely there, so he's basically just covering his midder, which is a good move definitely for him. Top tower gets
That's
denied.
a freebie. I'm surprised Troll did not try for that. But
He was just afraid, yeah.
Look at the moves. They're moving on up right now. Bane is here, as is the Earthshaker. They want to make something happen. Kuman is the prime slab of meat for them to eat.
Yeah, this could be a nice kill for them, but there is
Moving
that
in, Fiend's grip straight away. The snowball through, trying to interrupt the Sunstrike there. The Fidget, and they'll kill him. Now, Seiyu, he tried to save the day, and instead he's going to give us bonus kill over here, as he has no escape from this.
Oh, look, an extra tusk, just for us.
Just a little snack on the side of the main course, you know.
Yeah,
It's, you know what it is? It's you order your meal, you eat it up, and then they bring you those mints.
I mean, overall, this could have been, like, later on in the game, he can save his scores like that if he has a blink, because he can blink in and then put them in the snowball. But right now, he doesn't really have that luxury. He has to snowball from distance, and by the time he's there to break the to break the Fiend's grip, it's already over.
Yeah, a little bit of more looking like we're in a hospital right now with the lifelines and heartbeats going up and down that net worth and XP
just
swing.
Going up and down. I mean, if you are Empire, you have to realize you have this Ursa core, and this Ursa core can fall off quite hard, so you really want to be on the aggressive. You have this Tiny as well, and it's a mid Tiny, and he needs that blink as soon as possible. Luckily for them, this Tiny hasn't been dying, so he's moving slowly he's moving towards that.
Top lane, they found the Ursa again. He only just got back, he's gone. And now the snowball coming in. Tusk might be punished again. Slashow's pretty deep, but he doesn't care too much. Madden's here, but they might look to move on this. And that might be a mistake. DM is invis up, coming in from the back here. Walrus punching controlling the Yamiche, and now Sidoi. Can DM kill him quick enough? Toss in, avalanche on the multiple heroes. Once again, Slashow's going to get low. We'll be able to get him the mischance. Means Sidoi will be fine to move away from DM here.
Alright, they get the axe. Can they get anyone else? That's the question.
That's a good one. They've got the snowball through. The Sunstroke at the back foot. Madden's going to go down. Stormcat. He snipes him out. And now Yamiche, he's been sniped out as well. The shards are there. He'll stun up on the DM by a little bit more time, but he should die. The avalanche is available. There we go. Throws rocks in his face and gets the final punch.
So he gets 2 kills here, and because of that, he's moving closer to that dagger. Still, though, a good reveal of the dagger on Axe, jumping Ursa like that and picking him off. Also, I believe Ursa did not expect that dagger. Usually what you expect from Axe to go for is the Vanguard, but when you're playing versus an Ursa, it doesn't really help you too much, so it's justified to just rush that blink. So.
It's also, when you look at this scenario, I think the comparison right now is the fact that the Tusk is on 1,800 gold, the Earthshaker is on 2,400, and you need that kill to slow him down, because right now, that's the difference that I see is the pickup, the next pickup for Spirit Vessel or Blink for Tusk, Blink for Earthshaker. Those item choices are going to be very definitive for the mid game for both teams. Whoever gets it quicker is going to set the pace.
Yeah, he's going to set the tempo and the pace of the game, definitely. I think it's Tiny's job. Oh, look at that.
Speaking of the Earthshaker, he's napping right now, kids. Don't worry, he's not dead, okay? He's just taking a long nap because he's tucked out from all the overexertion that Tiny caused him.
He's making me sleepy. Look at him, just laying there on the ground.
Just slapping his big tome down, yeah, like a pillow.
Doesn't even care, doesn't even want to carry the totem on his back anymore. He's just like, leave me alone,
done.
guys.
I'm exhausted.
He's going to use that totem as a pillow. And
he's going to use the lava to warm his bed as well. That's what this is.
Yeah. Look at this lava. You know. Oh, look at that Tiny.
Tiny coming through. Bit of a photo bomber right there.
What's this?
Look at the
fire.
Oh, no, that's from the creep.
Oh, it's the projectile from the creep.
A ranged creep has never looked so intimidating while also looking so terrible due to the texture.
Spoopy range creep. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh my god, look how long it is.
Look how spooky that is, actually.
What is this horror show we're looking at right now? It does, doesn't it? It looks like something out of a Clive Barker movie.
Silent Hill stuff. I don't know. Right.
Well, not the right guy, but I appreciate the attempt.
No, I mean...
He's Hellraiser, you know that guy? The really creepy ones.
Alright, Pigeon, just let's continue casting. Let's go. We have the Tiny with the Sal, with the Blink Dagger.
I guess.
Almost.
I guess Bosnians do not have horror movies.
I just gave you another example. I didn't give you the...
You gave me a game example. You didn't give me a movie example. But anyway, focusing on the game. Looking at what we got here.
Alright.
We've got... looking at the net worth right now, Tiny has taken the lead, but barely. But he does a lot more gold. He does a lot more with the gold he gets than the Invoker does, right?
Yeah, with this Blink, he can now go on and try to get some pickoffs, right? The same can't really be said for Ursa because he has nothing. That's a problem for them.
Oh, Sidoi might pick off.
Sidoi?
Yeah, there's a blink in. The Avalanche is there. Sidoi in a lot of trouble. He should fall. One access. How good are your missed chances? He's going to run so fast. The One Axe turnaround. Stormcat's going to be there. And DM, he needs to get the hell out. But the cold snap comes out. The Fiend's grip just holding place with the Sunstrike. They'll kill him off the back. But Yamiche, the control on the CM sets up the dunk for Schlachtler.
This is just perfect for them. This is perfect for them because they defend their troll. He doesn't die. The first, like we said, who gets that blink dagger first is going to be the one that sets the tempo. Well, that failed. He got the blink dagger, but he didn't manage to get that first kill. And he's now dead with the blink dagger without an opportunity to actually do anything. So they're losing control of this game, especially as the Ursa is also struggling.
I mean, struggling is like an understatement.
Understatement indeed.
You
like,
had to go for the Morbid Mask, which we never see anymore.
He has that Morbid Mask. Perhaps, like, what that... Yeah, look at him. He's building his little house here, like, cutting down trees. We
could move here in the winter. This looks like a beautiful location.
He's gonna find a mama bear there and just settle. You know, he's done. He's done with this.
Well, maybe Mud Golem. You know, it's the 21st century. You can diversify. It's not weird.
Ah, you're right.
Sidoi, Kuma going to work. Actually gets rid of the missed chance right away. The Ice Shards is out, but they can't follow it up. Shaker's here to disrupt any attempt. Snowball through Yamiche. They want this on the back, but Yuma's there as well. They're going to find him. The Avalanche and the Toss will die. They might get both the supports. Yamiche trying to move away. Yuma's still alive at the moment, but there is no shrine to protect.
Yamiche, he's going to be
Yamiche is done.
sharded there.
He's got the Echo. This looks like a good opportunity, but where's your follow-up?
Yeah,
Nowhere.
There's absolutely no follow-up. Axis on the top lane, just pushing it out. And Invoker was close enough, but yeah, he opted to go back as well.
Call me when my axe is here.
Yeah, he'd rather farm with that Midas and just get that tag on him as soon as possible. So I can get behind why they did not really try to save their Shaker.
I mean, it's the supports, and at the same time, they rotate their entire team to get those supports. So you don't really care too much that scenario.
They needed something, though. Empire needed something, because this game, in that second, did not really look well.
Oh, but Sunstrike comes out. Cool, the dunk is there. Kuman is gone.
Yeah, it's such a tough game for Kuman. Like, wherever he farms, he has to be on the lookout of Axe. Like, he has to be careful, because if an Axe jumps him, it's not only the Axe, it's the Sunstrike as well. And then it's an easy dunk. And once he gets that Blade Mail as well, it's going to get even worse.
Well, as a result, right now, things are looking grim for Empire. But there's always a but to these things.
But there's Weaver. He's doing kind of fine. And there's Morbid Mask, right? So perhaps they take a rush. What do you think?
I think they have to, because right now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking Underdogs at any point could just start taking buildings, right? You've got the Troll, you've got the Invoker, you've got the means to scare anyone off from stopping you pushing these towers.
Yeah.
And the sooner they do that, the quicker Empire ends up in a very precarious scenario. But nope, Empire strikes first, and Empire strikes back as they take the kill on Yamiche. Actually, they'll be striking on the tower as well. Schlachtler's still in the bot lane. The scan's coming out.
Ursa.
Madden's scared. He's like, is there someone here?
I mean, this is the issue that they've got on their... like, they only have this Tuskar to save. No one else. The Crystal Maiden does not really help you in that department.
Right, Trade looking to come out here. They still haven't taken the mid-tier 1, though. The Invoker was pushing in, but in the end, he just backed away paranoid. This is... I feel like right now, Underdogs is giving a little bit too much ground. Like, when you see Tiny make a pick up on the other side of the map, you need to go.
You definitely need to do something on the other side of the map. That's what they should be doing. But this Ursa is farming like this place here. Like, should never be the place for an Ursa. He should always be farming somewhere else aggressively with that Blink Dagger, trying to get the pick off as well.
DM, they see him? No!
Oh,
they got him! They actually trapped him! He's stuck here.
They don't know that, though. They have no clue that he's blocked. So if he decides to just run properly, he sees the way Shaker is farming, and because of that, he understands that they don't see him. So he's just going to hide there.
True, but it's a lot of time wasted for a Tiny that wants to go for kills. Maybe he can look for one of the Yamiche, but it's a little bit too close to the tower for comfort. And they are much closer than they realize.
Yeah, perhaps if he gets someone else here, someone like a Tuskar.
Yep, who is now here. Snowball comes in, Yamiche. Whoopsie days, he's so close to that blink. And yet so far the Echo comes out. No, he's like, no, I want this gold so badly. They're going to toss forward. Yamiche getting low. They can't quite finish him off. But there it is, the Walrus Punch. Say you get him, and you moving forward. He wants an opportunity here. He's got the Fiend's Grip, but where's your follow-up? Was here. They see him, Sidoi. There is Fiend's Grip coming out, and now Troll goes to work. A big feast for him, a mighty feast for a mighty Troll.
I mean, those shards were really unfortunate because they blocked the Tiny on the other side. And because of that, oh, Tuskar should be fine, I suppose. Yeah, he ports out. Shackle was on the prowl, searching for him.
He's fine, not even close.
Those shards, though, right? Like, if he catches Tiny and Shaker in those shards, Tiny can just whack him and finish him off before he runs away.
Oh, nice time that's away from Portugal just before Hurricane Katrina was about to strike. Stormcat, he's actually there. He's got the Ags now.
He's got his items. One more mobility item or something like that, and he's fine. They can go for Rosh. Why not? Tiny's dead still. This is problematic because you're playing an Ursa draft, and they're the ones taking Rosh bit away from you. They're the ones taking Rosh away from you, and that ages. And if they just let it go, it's a hero that likes to set the pace. Ursa likes to set his own pace, his own tempo, and you have to adjust to it. And like Underdogs, they have definitely adjusted to it because
I feel like we see this more as a response, actually. And oh, more response coming out. The call for, they're going to find the Tusk down to half HP. The Snowball's going to come out. But where's your escape plan? Trying to move away onto the Ancients, and War Response there, just trying to get away from Axe. Now the jumping Kuman, he wants to skill the freezing field as well. Madden zoning out any assistance for this Axe skill, but nice meatball in the back foot. Sayu dies in return.
Yeah, meatball finishes off Tuskar there, and Axe also dies. So overall, I think this is kind of fine for Empire. They get that big Axe kill, which is definitely something that they needed. Still though, Troll has that Aegis, Invoker is farming, and I honestly believe they have the stronger late game within these three heroes. When you figure it out, like Troll, Axe, and Invoker, this is so strong later on. Plus you have the Shaker as well with that Blink, so...
I mean, Troll is someone we're seeing more as a response to the Ursa pick, because like you said about that Roche, both have potential, and Yamiche has the potential to die, and he will do so as Kuman jumps in with the Enrage. And
he has that Blink Dagger, didn't get to use it this time, sadly. Didn't get to show off that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, they'll know about it now. They're like, okay.
Yeah, Weaver is actually pretty fairly farmed. Like, he's on 8k, has that Dragonlance and 3k golden stash. Almost on the level of his Ursa, which isn't great. I'm not saying it's great, but oh, mid.
Oh, Avalanche coming in, looking on the Troll. The one that's come out, though, the missed chance enough. Nope, Sidoi, they pop the Aegis, no response.
I think they just run now. Don't try to kill him again. Just back out, continue farming. You took his Aegis. It's gonna prevent them from trying to take any objectives with it, which is great. You killed him on his side of the map as well. Just continue farming a bit. Get some items on your Tiny, get some items on your Ursa, and then try to find these pickoffs. The best pickoff for them would be in Invoker right now, but he's always so deep behind his lines.
Yeah, they more or less just expose
There's always layers, right? There's always layers.
See, even when Ogre's not in the game, he's there in spirit.
Madden.
Stormcat
should fall
finds
here.
Madden here. Madden. There's a tornado going through. Yum already cutting him off the back foot. They'll find the kill with the Sunstrike.
There, they found the Invoker.
Yeah, they found him.
They found him. That's something, right?
I'm not sure that's how they wanted to find him exactly.
Yeah, definitely not.
This,
but
however,
these two. However, there's Bane. So even if they find him here, there's Bane to sleep him and just rescue him. So it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, but look at Stormcat right now. He's indecisive. He's like, can I go out right now? Is it safe to do so?
Yeah, he's going a bit.
Oh no, DM got seen. Stormcat, he wants to go even about Kuman right now. No, whoopsie daisy, the meatball goes down, but looking to move away. No, he'll escape the blink in by Ursa, misses. The Nightmare is there. And Miposhka does show up on the top. He's like, Ursa, where's the kill?
Hugh Benny Hill, right now.
Whoops.
I mean, first, like, Tiny got hit by Fort Spirit, so he couldn't blink out. And then Ursa blinks in, but the Invoker is already in Ghost Walk, so he cannot do anything. And even if he does blink, on the Invoker, there's still the Bane there to use his grip or the sleep to save him.
Speaking of the Bane, they might spot him here. Just use the Nightmare. The Fiend's Grip comes out, straight on to the Ursa, and now the Snowball to save him. Yum, he needs to move away quick. There's the call coming in, but DM on the back with the AF Shaker. He goes with the Echo Slam on the 2, and Tiny, he's left here alone. He's not getting the support he needed. Kuman's going to move on to Yamiche. The Tusk controlling him up, but no, now they need to move away. The Definite Blast, the end of the sleep. He can't do anything. He's going to fall. He can't get away. Yamiche is still alive. Manamoon in the root will be able to get him, and now the freezing field. That is a prayer and a half. He will not kill anyone else off, and now the Tornado on the back foot looking at the Weaver. They want to get the call out. No, he forced stuffed away. Miposhka will make his escape. But he's missing a lot of cores here. Sunstrike, not quite on the mark. Miposhka was slowed more than they realized. He's going to time lapse back, and he should be able to escape this now. Unless Yum. No, he gets the Nightmare. There's the meatball coming in, but no, they didn't wait for Slash though. He'll get in time with the call, and now they'll just dunk him down, kill him off. He's dead.
Really well played by the Bane there, positioning himself really well and planting that sentry to catch the Weaver before he escapes. He realized that that's his only escape route, and the sentry placement was really good, so...
I think it said it all at the end there when the Tusk just sends out the ice shards and stands there watching it like, this is me watching my team die right now. Yeah. This is all I can do.
Absolutely nothing. I actually, the way that fight started, I really liked the way Tusk played. because he saved Ursa from the grip, and he also did not snowball onto the Bane that was next to the axe. Because if he did that, the fight would have been over instantly. Instead, he uses the snowball on the creep that's really nearby. So the creep that was almost dead, by the way. So it's a clutch save, but still Shaker follows up there, uses the echo.
Important.
Yeah, that was so important because he cut off the Tusk and the Ursa, so they couldn't actually do anything throughout that whole time.
And I mean, that's the thing. So often we see Earthshakers look for these kind of like, oh, I can't Echo Slam this because my team can't kill. But it's more important that you control them there so that the Tiny doesn't just massacre your entire team.
Yeah, that was really good. Sometimes you don't get these flashy plays. They don't look super important. You don't get the kills, but you make enough space for your team to actually do it. So pretty good, pretty good.
As a result, looking at this now, looking for the net worth disparity, and it's not. This is, well, the Invoker's moved forward. Yes, that's going to happen. That's how he uses this gold compared to the Titan. There's no one actually, this is a lot closer than people might realize right now between these two sides. And well, this might even up a little bit more. Ursa, he gets caught out and immediately just deleted. And now on the back foot, bonus kill. His Tusk has been found as well. He will have no escape. Snowball by him like 2 seconds. Can he blink away? Yes. But the Battle Hunger is taking him out. He needs a TB right now. It's going to be a close call. No, the spin! Just out of range from Slashlow. He survives.
I actually can't believe that. I thought he was definitely dead from the Battle Hunger at least. Overall, though, they did get the better kill. They got that Ursa, right? So.
And they got the mid tower, the most important
tower. And the mid tower, and Stormcat is, I guess, going for Shiva's, I suppose.
Tornado.
All right.
Gets a little bit fluffed there, doesn't count anyone.
All right, it happens.
So I'm looking at the vision right now as well, and you can actually see this focus coming out from Empire around the top tier 2s, but they haven't been there several minutes now. Like, this is not an area they've been able to actually go and fight in at all.
Yeah, those wards are basically wards that are going to allow them to go into the pit, but Rosh isn't up yet, so it's maybe
premature.
Yeah, a little bit premature placement of those wards. And Invoker is actually building a steadier lead now. He's on 15k net worth almost, and it's getting rough. I'm actually surprised that Ursa and the fact that he's still been able to catch up with the Troll, but I believe that's partly because Troll did not go for that Battle Fury build, so he can't really farm that well.
He's brawling.
Yeah, he went for SNY and he's basically fighting all the time, creating space for the Invoker. And I really like this because you have one greedy core in the Invoker. If you go for that Battle Fury, you have 2 greedy cores, and your whole concept of how the game should be played can fall apart. So
Stormcat just revealed here. The rest of the team is arriving to assist Miposhka. He wants this opportunity. Maybe they can find it, but no, Stormcat's already paranoid. It's like, hold on a sec. The map has been quiet for a few seconds here.
With the blink, he gets out, the Weaver is able to push in, and perhaps they can take this tier 2 now. However, there's going to be a response.
There is, but it's going to be spotted. They're not smoking up, so the ping's already come out. They see the axe coming alongside the Bane.
Yeah, they have good vision, but no detection here, actually. The sentry is on the left side, so they should spot him right now.
Yeah, they saw him.
Yeah.
They should just got a glimpse of him, unless they were too busy spilling coffee on the keyboards and not paying attention. Slashlow.
Alright, Tusk, maybe he's the one that was not...
Slashlow?
Hello?
Alright, Seiyu just moves away casually. The Trank's too fast for him. The Sunstrike's going to come out. Seiyu's going to get low. No, he doesn't dodge it out with Snowball in time. He's going to move away, but this Battle Hunger only means he can't blink.
Yeah, Weaver is there to force him out of danger, and now he just forced back. Like, that's one elusive Tusk, actually. He misses the shards, but he still survives.
I mean, he stays elusive. He probably shouldn't have survived in the first place.
Oh,
but this is the big kill for them. They found the Tiny. He was on the hunt, and instead, he is the hunted.
Yeah, that's definitely the bigger kill. This is the problem. Like, they have these pick-off-oriented heroes, but they're not making these pick-offs. So they're stagnating when it comes to their item progression, and Roshan will respawn in a few seconds. When that happens, they don't have to go for this tier 2, or they can go for the tier 2 into the pit, because they actually have a stronger Rosh pit fight, definitely.
I think they put themselves in a scenario where you can basically go for the tier 2 mid, then take control of the high ground of the Ancients, have Bane hide in the tree line with a ward down to break any smokes, and then you have the Axe as a reset point near the Roche pit at all times.
Yeah.
Because Troll can just do this solo now.
No,
he doesn't need assistance.
Yeah, Troll can be the only one in the pit. Perhaps a Force Spirit with him, and that is it. And as you said, Bane setting up, Invoker standing close, standing nearby with that Blink Dagger, ready to engage when that call from the Axe happens. Because what happens around the pit is that everything, you have all these clutch spaces, right? Narrow bridges and the stairs and all that. And if you try to contest the rush, you might get caught there by the axe. If you get caught, you're dead.
There they are. The Troll and the Invoker, the two most crucial components to delivering. Because, well, I say delivering, executing. Axe delivers. Then they need to execute whatever's in front of them. And in this case, it'll be a tier 2 tower. Because they do go to move in after the pause does end.
That electricity Troll just hitting so fast.
And this is before level 20, by the way. When he hits level 20, this is scary, actually.
I mean, this is scary right now.
Yeah, just like, you know, a casual 300 with Dilacity.
Just casual.
Not too much. He's going for the Scarly next, which means he's going to be 9 on impossible for Tiny to deal with.
Yeah, he's going to be tanking both the Tiny and the Ursa. And Scotty actually helps versus Weaver as well. It's alright. Definitely.
Oh, Echo in the bot lane. Speaking of Ursa, he got found again. The call comes out instantly, and he is dead. 50 seconds on the sideline. That means the Empire cannot roach. They're going to maybe try and defend this. I don't think they can, actually. They just need to let it happen. Troll can just solo this, like we said.
Like, what you can do is maybe try and steal it with the Tusk. Maybe
Ice shards,
Ice shards, yeah, then snowball in. Perhaps try to steal it, because trying to fight here is madness. It's basically suicidal. So there we go.
There it
He's
is,
sending in the sigil.
They get rid of it though. They only know it's on half HP. They don't know how quick to go. And Sidoi actually reset his attack pace actually by hitting the sigil. Buyback comes out from the Ursa. The Ice Shard's trapping in the Troll right now. The Swarm coming in from the back. It's going to stab him at Sidoi. The Nightmare's down to the Tiny though. DM can't do anything. He's going to move in. No, he misses the outlaw. Sidoi juked him out. The BKB comes out the battle trance as well. Looks like DM's going to fall. Yuma's still alive. Moving away. Kuman, he needs to get on top of this baby. Can't. The call comes out. They're going to control. They got him. He's dead. He's staying alive barely. No. Can he get away from this? Going to roll even deeper.
He bleeds out.
Just in time. The Cataclysm coming out though. Tusk out and plays the Death of Last. He just hides in his own little zone of safety. The Nightmare coming out of the CM means that the freezing field doesn't last long. And on the back foot, no! Kuman, he gets the bash! Yamish cannot kill him off, and Mana is left behind. But that went much better than it should have for Empire. We say that despite them losing so many heroes. But on the back foot, Fiend's Grip is about to get worse. They find the Weaver as well. The Snowball again. Tusk! This man refuses to let anyone die. Miposh get hit up by the stun. The Nightmares as well. The Sun Control follow up. They're going to get him. Tusk dead as well. They're going to clean him up. And Madden, just the tip, is going to hit the Tornado, but they didn't realize. They'll walk away. But that did stop the roach for the second, but only so they heal up. Sidoi was a little bit low. But that fight, despite Tusk's best efforts, best intentions, and best plays.
Yeah, Tusk with the plays, definitely. And that Ursa with the blink after the snowball, also really good. Gets the shaker, but they just buyback, and now they can go into the pit. Well,
DM. Oh no, they had a ward down. Okay, the Battle Hunger cancelled it. The Fisher's there, just a tip. But this is a zone them out. They're paranoid. They know they need to move away. The core's going to couch Slash, so he finds killing the CM. It doesn't look like she'll be able to move in. The Battle Hunger's there as well. Madden just accepts his fate as he dewards.
Yeah, he definitely zoned that Crystal Maiden out. He zoned her out to the
just a little bit.
Yeah, just overall, I mean, this Ursa might actually fall as soon as Alex has no mana.
It'd be very risky.
He has no mana, possibly no Sunstrike as well in Invoker, so it makes sense that he goes back. But it's very rough for Ursa to farm anywhere. Yeah, like he always has to be like careful because of the axe. And look, this is very poor. He doesn't even have the BKB. That's one poor bear.
I don't even like the BKB this game.
I mean, it's not great.
I'd rather have an axe.
The BKB is definitely not great. I agree with you. You need it versus the Shaker, right? But it's...
Well, even then, still, the thing about Fiend's Grip,
yeah, the call, the Sunstrikes.
If you don't get your rage off, you're dead, even with a BKB. I don't see how it's going to protect you against the Troll. Stormcat feeling something's not right, which is TP out. Just keeping these waves shoved, making sure that Miposhka can't do the one thing that he can do right now, which is split push.
Yeah, they have 2 towers on the bottom lane, so they're just gonna go for those. Tier 1 and Tier 2. Like, it's very unlikely that Empire are gonna contest it, especially now with the cheese and the Aegis. And there's Shivas on Invoker, by the way, which makes it super difficult to...
It's the kite factor against the Tiny and the Ursa.
It's very difficult for them to take him down, plus it's very difficult for them to move as Ursa and Tiny versus that.
Well,
and you can't really hide into the trees anymore.
Look at this move around. They tried to make it look like weaving, but they will be spotted by... No, this is actually smoked up. They're not seen coming. This is an interesting pattern they're taking to go around the back. This is going to be maximum impact. They're going to find Sayu. There's a call coming out, and the damage should be enough to drop him. The Fissure to make sure there's no snowball antics. And DM is like, okay, I'm out. No way we're hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best that could have happened there for Empire. I mean, just the Tusk dying, it could have been worse.
It was a sophisticated wraparound.
Yeah, it was. They went all the way around, and only the Tusk died. So it was a good plan from them. They try to stop the split push.
They found Miposhka. Stormcat, Tornado comes out. He thinks he's found him. He has his spin in the air. Miposhka trying to move away like he just don't care, but blink forward. Stormcat still hitting up the Shivas. The rest of the team is here. And they ping out. They know where Weaver's hiding. But can they find him in time? Miposhka again. Shikuchi, there's the call. Actually, that's perfectly placed. No! He forced him to attack him. He said, dunk comes out.
That was such a good call.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, he blinks in the trees there and just calls him because he knows that's the way that he's going to cover all the exits there. Like, really good. Really good positioning. The Troll can buy that Skadi right now if he wants to. 5.6k gold.
Yeah, but, you know, go buildings first. Come on.
Go buildings first? I mean,
I can go shopping after I've done the kill.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. He could be buying it first, though, right?
He did. Can't hear you, I'm a troll.
He did. It's on the courier.
Right,
he's just going to wait for it. He's
way.
not going to wait for it, but at least he bought it.
A few seconds for it.
A few more seconds for that Skadi to...
I like how confident he is. He's like, they're never going to hit me while I'm hitting building, so I don't need my lifesteal.
Yeah, they're never going to hit him, period. Like,
and look at this split push. Now? Tiny DM's trying to move in, choose something in return. But the TP's already coming in. Bane's moving back. With the Fiend's grip, they can lock him down long enough, but he blinks away. He's already knows someone's up.
Yeah, but there is Axe.
They're chasing. Yeah, Axe come around the back. DM. No, the call!
The grip.
So close with the Fiend's grip follow up. They'll still get him. Don't call me, they say.
Oh, he kills himself.
Oh, no, he got himself. No, he didn't. No.
Are you certain? I know he didn't suicide, but with that tree toss.
Oh, the tree toss. Yeah,
on the blade mill, right?
I think he was going to take out the battle hunger. He was pretty low.
No, yeah, perhaps.
He chose the terms at which he leaves this world, Liz. He didn't have them chose for him.
How does that work, by the way? You toss a tree on someone that has spikes on himself, and suddenly you're whatever. I'm not gonna question this.
Dude, Ice Frog really likes hedgehogs. That's all I can say. Which is weird because Bristleback is an irrelevant hero right now.
Right.
Miposhka is risking a lot here. Axe is coming.
Yeah, he sees both of these. Probably he's going to try to creep skip and that's it.
It's the only thing he can do. Yeah. They've already got a few creeps to work with and it'll be enough to take at least a tier 2.
Yeah, Ursa is going to creep skip mid as well.
They have to. It's risky, but they have to make these plays right now because if they don't,
your base is gone.
Yeah, Troll's going to hit that base. And he's up past level 20 now, so he hits like a truck. Even without the Alacrity.
Oh, do they actually have creeps on top? They have one range creep.
They got one. Yeah, one that believes.
They should have saved him actually. That was maybe a little bit of a mistake. Perhaps they should have tanked this tower instead. That way they could have pressured high ground. Right now they can't because of basically the fact that they have no creeps and high ground protection is up.
Empire just dodged them. It's like everywhere they go. It's like, okay, now we're going to move down Underdogs, but it's too late. Empire's moved on to the next lane. You'd think it would become predictable at this point. It's like, wait, if they just shoot mid, they're not mid anymore. They're going bot, right? Well, won't matter because the creeps are still coming. They didn't want to hang around the top.
That's Ward is already set up. Shaklov.
Oh, Shaklov. Say you already knew it was coming. He blinks away.
That was very optimistic. He has Shadow Blade, but there's a tower. There's vision on him, right?
That's true. Well, doesn't stop Sidoi from knocking on the buildings. Kuman just trying to slap him to slow him down. Intimidating clap. But Slashlow, this Axe isn't even mean to initiate. It's just tap and tap. He's like, come on, come on, come on. Someone do it.
Look at that.
Someone make the jump.
That Daedalus on Tiny, man. If he jumps the Troll, like, he can blow him up. It is possible. If he gets some lucky crits.
Well, he's on half HP, so this is your best opportunity right now.
He has cheese, though, and the BKB, so it's...
Yep, you need to just perma-stun him up. He's the cheese. He's already paranoid. See him taking a lot of damage. He's going to force stuff away. Won't be enough to kill him off. And Sidoi gets rid of the bug. On the back foot, though, the Fiend script coming out. They found the Tiny. No, he's just going to evaporate. DM going to turn around with the attack. Echo Slam coming out. The Cataclysm control. They get rid of the Ursa. The Tiny has to buy back straight away. And now, chasing more than the task as well. He can't move away. The BKB for Sidoi means he's out of control. The disarm on the Weaver means he's just standing there looking clueless. And Miposhka, what's your plan right now? Sidoi, the toss back. They're trying to separate him from his team, but Sidoi's going to stand his ground. The one that's coming out, and there's the cool control. Madden with the freezing field, but no, the Avalanche don't get him. Troll down. Looks like they might be in a hole. Going to turn around the Stormcat, going to move forward. Miposhka looking for the kill, but Stormcat gets invis just in time. Trying to move away, will be fine with the Ghost Walk. And there's a move forward. DM, he's going so balls, he's so deep. Yuma, the call in the back, but no, they found the Weaver. He's down. They'll get him. Yumichi, he's ready to set this up for more kills on the side. Cold Snap coming out. DM, he can't even swing one. Stormcat, toss the tree. It's not enough. No crits coming out. DM, he's going to die. That is a dieback. And Stormcat, he lives. The salves compel you.
This whole time, Weaver and Ursa, they both have buybacks.
And they held it. And this is greedy as all hell. And they're going to pay a price for it. They're going to lose the second racks in that lane.
I mean... Yeah, I guess if Ursa bought back earlier, then perhaps they could have taken this fight, but he decided not to buy back. So because of that, probably they shouldn't have pursued. So they should have been satisfied with.
Up slash, so no! He found the Weaver! He's down again, 100 seconds! What are you doing, Miposhka?
Such a rough game. And perfect reads from Shaklo, by the way. He has that. It's not about Miposhka just being greedy. It's the fact that there's a Shadow Blade and a gem on an axe. So he basically Shadow Blades, predicts where Weaver is moving, and then he sees him because of that gem, while the Weaver cannot react because he does not see the axe.
Which gem in particular are you referring to?
Yeah.
Because they've got two as well.
They got two, yeah. One on the axe and one on the shaker now. So.
And Troll's coming up. They could just go for base. They could just finish this now if they want to. And Roche is about to spawn soon as well.
There's no buyback on the Weaver.
No. It's a fast spawn on Roche. And this would be the refresher shard on an Invoker.
Yeah, the safer play right now is to wait for that Roche, but
Stormcat pushing in already though.
Perhaps they don't care. Perhaps they're just gonna go.
I mean, why would you have to care? Weaver's gone for 50-second slash low, invis, scouting, looking for an opportunity here. They are pushed back. Empire near the tier 4s. They're so freaked out. Sudoi just goes for another tier 3. He wants to make sure it's Megas before Weaver's alive. They need to stop Sudoi, but how do you? He's got the BKB on 8 seconds. Say just scouting out.
You can kite him a bit, I guess, with the Tusk if he blinks in.
Room
like
up,
that.
that'll help a little bit. I mean, he's at stage now. If you want to, you could really just BKB and finish off the buildings. There you go, the glyph coming out. Flashlock, he's just sneaking in right now. Madden, the only one shown in the tree line. Kumu moving forward, looking on Yum. Here he goes. The Fiends separate them now. The snowball coming out, but they're still at the Fiends grip. They can't get it out. The stun control's there. Yum will throw it out finally. Just holding in Kumu. Tiny is just dead. And now the Cataclysm stacks so hard. Stormcat gets the kills. The Echo on the back foot, but GG's already called. And my God. The way they played this game, that Invoker, especially in that last fight, is so decisive. When it takes you that long to even kill a Bane, you know you are on the edge of the darkness waiting to fall in.
On the edge of darkness, wow.
It's very edgy, right?
That's very edgy. You're an edgy boy today, definitely. Edge of darkness. Edge of darkness brought to you by Killer Pigeon. Overall though, the edge was actually when the laning stage failed for that Ursa, when he couldn't find that Blink Dagger on time, when the Tiny found the Blink Dagger on time, had a really good game, and then the first gank fails. That hurts. Then the second gank fails. The first gank was the one on the Troll. You jump the Troll, you try to kill him. There's just not enough damage. They respond really well. And then suddenly you have these two heroes in Tiny and Ursa, which are supposed to just push through the mid game, to be really strong, to make pickoffs, to create so much space, to just dominate. And they're actually losing to an Invoker without Axe and Midas. When that's happening, you usually lose.
That's true. I mean, you look at it like, in fairness, to an extent, it was a lot closer because you're highlighting the Daedalus on the Tiny. If there's any hero that's going to get Daedalus and potentially turn it, he's the type of hero. And we saw Stormcat. My God, the salves, the urns, the amount of effort put into keeping him alive through that. I think that was the decisive moment where that's the nail in the coffin. How do you hold now? And Sudoi, like we were like, is this Troll pick the right pick if they're not laning against the right hero? Because they chose to go up against Weaver. It paid off.
It paid off. They even won that lane. It went super well for them. The Weaver was dying. So you win that lane, then you transition that role into a space creator with the Morbid Mask, with this SNY. You don't go SNY and BKB. You don't go for like a Battle Fury, which means that you're gonna create enough space for your Invoker to get farm. I think the itemization was really important as well. They itemized properly according to their roles.
And that's the thing. We don't actually see Sanjin Yash very often on any hero right now. But Troll is that type of hero that does use it well. You know, we said at the start, you get Phase Boots, you get Aquila, you just run at people, you're happy. You get Sanjin Yash, you continue running at people.
You continue running it, and then you get some BKB, and then you run even more, right? You just get him. And the Axe, man.
Axe
perfect
was on
game.
point. Yeah, Slashlow, fantastic that game. We will forgive that miss kill on the Tusk where he called and missed completely from
especially when you consider that he laned versus an Ursa, which isn't really great. And
it's not easy.
Did really well on that lane. So,
well, that isn't it for the action day. I mean, Underdogs, they are proving themselves exactly the opposite right now, as they are just dominating anyone they're dealing with. But we're only halfway through the action. That is one group done for today, but we have got more action ahead of us. We're going to go to a short break, and then we'll be back with 3 more best of ones. Stay tuned.